It's one of those days when Thomas doesn't feel like working. His puff was up, but he doesn't want to warm up. His driver walks up to him and asks, "Another day like last week again? What is going on, Thomas? We cannot have this every week. We have a schedule." Thomas replies, "I don't feel well. I don't get warmed up. Maybe it's my coal. Shall we try Henry's coal?" The driver called his fireman to get some special coal. When he came back, pulled by Percy, it was a truck full. "Here you go. Now let's get started. Let us begin the day," said the driver. Thomas sounded a loud toot from his whistle. He tried to move forward, but he only shook a few inches and belted out a huge white cloud of smoke. "Oh dear, I think you have parasite," said his fireman. "A what?" Thomas said surprisingly. "How could you say such a thing? I am a train engine. Only humans and animals have those sort of things." The fireman gave Thomas a cold stare and did something very awkward. He went out and got some used oil and some tar. He mixed some coal with it and shoved the concoction into Thomas's burner. Thomas's body shook violently. Thomas was scared. He had no control over it. He shouted and asked for a mechanic. The fireman just gave Thomas a cold stare. The mechanic and his assistant came and started to work on Thomas. One thing they noticed was his dripping oil. It was cold. Shouldn't be cold. Should be warm. They opened Thomas's panel. They were very surprised. The boiler was covered in black goo. The goo was cold. It was sticky. It smelled like rotten fish. The mechanic put some kerosene in an old cloth and tried to rub the goo off Thomas. The result was terrifying. Thomas started to shake violently. His smoke was black as soot. Oil started pouring out from everywhere. Thomas was very scared. He closed his eyes to calm himself, hoping the shaking will go away. And go away it did. The mechanic decided to remove some screws on his engine cover to better clean it. Just as he was about to loosen the first screw, a long black tentacle came out of Thomas and coiled around his arm. With fear in his eyes, he started to panic, and so did the rest of the people trying to help Thomas. Thomas was very terrified as he saw more black tentacles coming out of his body. He closed his eyes again, thinking it is all a nightmare and he will make up. But no, things got worse. More black goo spurted out of his body, into the floor, into the walls. Thomas was covered in the thick black goo. Everyone started to run. Everyone was panicking. Thomas could only watch in horror as his body is slithered by the tentacles. He had lost all hope. Thomas was left alone in a cold, dark London train station. All the people left in fear. Only the red light from a wall lamp shines with a different color from his hopeless situation. A bright beam of light came from afar. Its illuminance blinded Thomas. The black tentacles slithered in pain, as if they were being burned. The light came closer and closer. From above, a whirlwind sound filled the silent dark space of the train station. It wasn't a noise. It was the sound of hope. The helicopter dropped a bomb. At 10 feet above the floor, it blew into a yellow cloud that filled the whole station. The golden light exploded into a million bursts of sparkles as the yellow cloud glittered. Thomas was engulfed. Only his chimney can be seen with its white smoke. In a few seconds, Thomas the train was calm, as well as the black tentacles that fell to the ground. Oil was spilled all over the floor. There is a glowing gold and red dust on the background. Nerve-like black roots start to crawl from under Thomas. They crawl out into the railway. A helicopter descends slowly and out comes the Fat Controller, all dressed in a hazard suit. He looks very worried. 3 more personnel follow, all mechanics or train doctors. Thomas the train was sprayed with a solution that cleaned most of his body. He was then carefully wrapped in a silver cloth that gradually tightens to fit his shape. Soon he was completely covered. The roof of the station is demolished by a team of workers. It reveals a velvet-colored sky and the rays of the sun hiding beneath the clouds. "Hope," says Thomas with a deep sigh. In a few seconds, Thomas the train was calm, as well as the black tentacles that fell to the ground. Oil was spilled all over the floor. There is a glowing gold and red dust on the background. The roof of the station is demolished by a team of workers. It reveals a velvet-colored sky and the rays of the sun hiding beneath the clouds. "Hope," says Thomas with a deep sigh. Thomas in the darkness knew of one certainty: this was not his final place. A dozen thoughts loomed over him. What will happen next? He wasn't calm. He wasn't crossed. He was pacified by fear of the unknown yet to come. Things started to build up inside him. It wasn't like the Fat Controller to just leave things as they be. Thomas knew that there will be greater unknown things to come. Fear crept into his pistons and shafts. He knew disassembly and decommissioning was just a thought away. His end could be in place anytime soon. Thomas arrives at a remote mountain ridge. It is far from the city. A vast desert surrounds it. They approach a big military base. The view is from the cockpit of an airplane joining them, from the runway of an airbase somewhere in the Nevada desert. Thomas the train is lowered on the runway, in front of a huge aircraft hangar by 4 black Chinook helicopters. A crew of soldiers are running towards Thomas. They are to secure his landing. Thomas the train is loaded on a military flatbed truck. Several soldiers watch by. 2 military crane lifts him, one from the front and another on the right. Thomas the train is taken into a huge hangar on a military flatbed truck. He is escorted by Abram M1 tanks and Humvees. The huge gates open. Thomas is wheeled into the huge hangar. From a distance, vast security measures are made to secure the area. Soldiers, tanks, and armored personnel carriers are dispatched into the AR. The sun rises high as the entire area is shown from the outside world. The last words were that Thomas was kept in secret. A science experiment, a lab rat, a specimen. Who knows? Until then, the news will grow and mutate from what happened at the train station. The future is uncertain for Thomas the Tank Engine. This is the end of the first chapter. Please like and subscribe. This will help finance our future stories. Thank you very much.